I think it's high time that we start to admit that the Calgary Flames are actually a really smart drafting organization. They've actually done a really good job over the last number of years with their first round selections. And this year is no different. You look at Zane Parekh, you look at Coronado, you look at all of these guys, and you think like, wow, they've actually done a pretty good job. The funny thing is, we always think of, oh, the Red Wings are so good at drafting, but I think that we have to think in recent history when it comes to drafting. What team is actually the best at drafting in recent history? Honestly, it's Calgary, man. They're really actually quite good at this. Now, it's interesting. Is that because they understand that it might be hard to attract talent to them in the free agent market? That there could actually be some truth to that. It doesn't mean that nobody wants to come there. It just means that they might not be at the tip top of the list like, Vegas or Florida or any of these places. Perhaps some places in California. Guys just like to play in those places. But man, they have been impressive. It's like every pick they make in the first round, I'm like, yeah, no, that's a good pick. I mean, for example, back in 2020, you can look at Connor Zary. Connor Zary has actually developed quite well. He's only 23 years old, and I personally think that he is going to be able to be a 50-point player, perhaps a top six winger or center at some point. I don't know if he's going to be able to consistently play the center. We'll have to see. But man, they've just done an excellent job lately. Now, we're going to be talking about more really, really interesting trade rumors that have to do with the Calgary Flames, but I wanted to touch on one player specifically that they selected in the first round, Cole Regin. I love this pick. Some hockey models actually have Regin at a 44% star probability, and he has a 70% chance of becoming an NHL player. So this is a player that hockey models really like. Now, of course, that doesn't necessarily mean he's going to be that. There's still, a possibility of them swinging and missing. But I'm telling you, this is a player that Calgary Flames fans need to keep their eye on. He played for the Victoria Royals in the WHL, got 92 points in 62 games. It's interesting, too. His defensive game is actually really, really good. Don't worry, guys. We're going to get to the trade rumors. I just love this pick by Calgary, and I can't stop thinking about what a smart organization in terms of drafting that they've become. Now, this is going to be the question of the video. What exactly is your favorite selection of the Calgary Flames last night? It's Regin for me. I just love that pick. But if you guys have a difference of opinion, drop it below. Now, on to even more exciting things for the Calgary Flames. Now, I don't know if you guys view it as exciting, but I think that the Calgary Flames are going to get an absolute haul for Rasmus Andersson, especially from what we're hearing from insiders. We have a quote here. Frank Cervelli, more than one person has said to me, what would Jason Robertson for Rasmus Andersson straight up look like? But I don't think that's what Dallas wants. They want to re-sign Robertson. Now, here's the thing, though. The Dallas Stars are pretty desperate for a right-shot defenseman. And other than centers, right-shot defensemen are the most hot commodity, and he has another year on his contract. I am telling you that this is a player that is going to fetch the Calgary Flames a lot more than you think. And here we have a quote from Friedman that Vegas was also trying to trade for Andersson, but they could not get it done. Now, I honestly think that he's going to end up going to Dallas or Vegas. Now, here's the thing. If I was the Calgary Flames, I would be asking about the moon for this guy because there's going to be a lot of teams that are inquiring. If I had to guess, I think it's possible that Andersson might move a little bit later, but I'm not exactly sure about that. Let's remember, he only has a 6-team trade list, so he's pretty much available to the entire NHL. After July 1st, there's going to be a lot of teams that miss out on right-shot defensemen. Let's say a lot of teams are probably going to go after Aaron Ekblad. I think Aaron Ekblad is really, really good. I think he's underrated. I think he had a great Cup Finals. I just really like him on the defensive side of the puck and the offensive side of the puck. When this guy goes, who else has such a valuable asset than the Calgary Flames? You could look to other teams. I'm telling you, this guy is a 23-minute ID. God, I would love to see them get Jason Robertson for Rasmus Andersson. I'm not sure that's actually going to happen. It might be a little bit of a stretch, but I'm just crossing my fingers. I really hope the Calgary Flames can get a top player like that. They could really use some scoring. Now, in other news, the Calgary Flames also re-signed Kevin Bahl for about a little bit over $5 million. Now, this is a player that actually plays like 20 minutes. He's pretty physical. He's got some size. I was really, really impressed with his season for Calgary. Now, I know a lot of people are going to look at his AAV and say, well, I don't know, that's a little bit steep for me, and it might be true right now. But I always got to remind you guys, right now is not what's going to be in the future. That top four type defensemen that are shutdown D, and he was one of the better shutdown D on Calgary, they're just going to cost a lot. That's just how it is. That's just the going rate. You know, in 2 years, this contract is going to look perfectly fine. So I just wouldn't worry about it. Again, maybe I have a little bit of a soft spot for, you know, bigger shutdown D that can actually have pretty good defensive results. They can fight and block shots. I just really think that players like this are very, very valuable in the league, and they always will be. And let's not forget, he's also a very, very durable player. He played 82 games in 73 games, so that's also an added benefit. Also, it does look like Dan Vladar is going to be testing free agency. Again, I personally don't really care about that at all. I've never been a huge Vladar fan. I mean, he's been below... his save percentage has either been average or below average pretty much every season. So I just don't really care about that at all. I think that the Flames can probably do a little bit better there. They have Dustin Wolf, who I really, really like Dustin Wolf. I'm not exactly sure if he's going to be a starting goalie just yet, but I mean, I know he was their starting goalie this year, but I worry if he's going to be a consistent... Like, goalies are just so random to me that I really do struggle with them. And yes, I understand that Vladar might only be 27 years old, but I don't know. I just don't see him as anything more than like a third string type goalie. So whatever, just let him go to free agency. Anyways, I am going to leave this video here. If you could make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, I would greatly appreciate it, guys. And make sure to have a great day. Goodbye, guys.